We're back with another video from StayingAnti. This is about Orochimaru being a victim of some sort. Let's see what he's talking about, though. Let's turn this down.
I know y'all see the title and probably think I'm crazy, but I'm gonna need y'all to have some faith.
Nah, Orochimaru was a victim.
Yes, I'm talking about the same Orochimaru that murked a Kage, then got another Kage sent to Tobirama. Then was performing witchcraft and honey pack experiments on corpses of people he got clapped, all while preying on the multiple 12-year-olds so they could be his servants.
Oh, nah. Orochimaru was, I ain't gonna lie, he was tripping. Him. Yup. Get in there.
This is not an exposed vid. Today I am here to defend my client, proving that while he is a predator slash freak, he is also a victim to the highest degree. And since we were just speaking of those 12-year-olds, we start the case off seeing Orochimaru literally salivating over like an 8-year-old Itachi facing forward, acting like he watching the Ice Spice music video, when he was actually watching him put on a kunai masterclass. And that was all the motivation he needed to try and finesse the system. Bro saw an Uchiha one time and completely changed the trajectory of his entire life. To some extent, you gotta respect the dedication.
Hold on, because I gotta defend him a little bit right here too, though. Look, Orochimaru wasn't a true... He was, don't get me wrong, but he's not like, for example, Hisoka. Hisoka looked at Gon's and Kilo's butt. You feel what I'm saying? He was staring at their butt. You could tell he was attracted to them in that way. Orochimaru simply just want to take people's body because he want to take Itachi and Sasuke body because they have some strong ass bodies and they are Uchihas with strong ass eyes. You feel what I'm saying? So he want them not to, how about I say he wants to put their body, but that sounds crazy. He want them because of a reason. You feel what I'm saying? It's not because of that reason though. It's because of another reason. So they not the same. And I don't care.
Yeah. He just started murking people and playing with the bodies, leading him to then get caught in a lab by his future body doing his gas station pill experiments. But honestly, right here, the anime does this no justice because, bro, look at what this man was actually doing in there.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, he was tripping. Oh my god!
Naked, looking just
and they didn't show that in the anime, bro.
Stark before blowing up a poor country just to flex. But since he got caught, he got no
choice but to
get up out the village.
When did that happen in The Simpsons?
One place left for him to go. So now we have Orochimaru as the newest member of the Akatsuki, meaning that now he'll never get a chance to deal with Itachi. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, he joining too? I guess murking 99% of the bloodline would do that for you. As we see the king himself walking up, flexing that Sharingan and getting Orochimaru bricked, realizing Itachi is now the newest member of the toughest group in anime, which means that walking up some stairs, well, of course, Orochimaru was in the back doing his best Hisoka impression before losing all self-control and inevitably whipping out his snake before pouncing around the 12-year-old, leaving him face to face with the extremity of this freak. And looking at it, you should be like, dang, his hands are tied. Can't use genjutsu because he looking the wrong way, and Itachi not no bitch, so he definitely not finna start crying out for help. Get him cooked. He even just standing there.
He might be cooked, y'all.
Like me seeing Corey Kenshin post 3 times in a week. I already know he leaving. As Orochimaru says that he's about to take his body so he can see what the Uchihas really working with. Suddenly, that Sharingan loads up and Orochimaru's eyes go bloodshot.
He realized something.
See him just mid-step, frozen in place, like he playing green light. With Itachi just looking as calm as ever, like he been dealing with predators his whole life. It's just another day at the office. Before we see Orochimaru pinned up with stakes all up inside him, leaving bro shaking.
Oh nah!
Until we come back to still see bro hitting this smirk like he got some master plan.
Yo, bro, Orochimaru, bro,
bringing them hands together. Except nope. Enjoy this foreshadowing, buddy. You don't need this no more. Giving them the Sasuke treatment.
Enjoy this foreshadowing. You don't need this no more.
Keep trying that weak shit all you want, but I'm not Jiraiya. I'll have you on your knees quicker than Bubba from.
Hold on, boy. Don't even try to do my boy Jiraiya like that. First of all, he was going crazy against pain with no prior knowledge before. Okay, he was packing those pains up. Bro got jumped and they was bringing pains back to life to fight him. I don't care if it was the weakest ones. They was jumping him. He was destroying them. They was bringing him back to life to fight him again. Jiraiya was a real one. He would have won.
to L9, and that marks the
He would have
first
won.
instance of Orochimaru getting absolutely victimized by a way tougher and cleaner character. But to further prove my case, since we just brought up Jiraiya, why not pivot to the best and strongest signing while we here? Miss Tsunade sends you herself, aka the GOAT. And unlike Orochimaru, she doesn't like kids for predatorial reasons. Meaning when he comes flying in trying to send Naruto to his
hold on. Did this man say the best signing? I'm gonna need you to calm down, okay? Because Orochimaru is the best signing. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it a buck. I like Jiraiya more. I do like him more. But it don't take away from the fact that Orochimaru is the best signing, bro. He really a GOAT. Look, bro. Think about it like this. He died. Came back to life because he predicted his death. Bro, he predicted his death. Think about that. He predicted it. And he knew who was going to bring him back. He's a GOAT. Come on, bro.
Jiraiya, by the way, she doesn't hesitate jumping.
Don't do that, bro.
Taking it right through the chest.
Don't do that, bro.
Orochimaru sitting here hitting the worst arch possible. But I do see the vision as it pans down, and we see he has an absolute marvelous view of the infamous 106. Showing me that in some instances, perhaps he does know ball, until he pulls out of her standing up and rewinding this freaky ass tongue all the way down his throat.
Bro, this nigga.
Imagine how much practice it took for him to do that so effortlessly.
Yo,
but
bro, why?
Tsunade wasn't going for it. As the
Why?
Everyone she cares about come flooding in, giving her that will of fire stab boost as she starts to stand up, giving Orochimaru no choice but to whip that neck back, slinging out his sword and slicing her across the breasticles, sending her into.
Bro, it's packing Tsunade up with only his mouth. Think about it. He's packing her up right now with only his mouth. I don't care if she was nerfed mentally in the moment.
To the dramatic fall
he nerfed physically.
Animation, looking like she just got sniped before plopping to the ground, cooked, leaving nobody between Orochimaru and Naruto. As he loads up again, coming right.
He was trying to pack my boy Naruto because he knew the type of guy he was. He knew it was gonna be, yeah,
that GOAT to GOAT connection. But right now, Tsunade looks back, pissed, getting Orochimaru tight as he stomps her to the ground, hitting the yacht, and beating up on a woman while trying to murk a 12-year-old got Orochimaru feeling crazy talking.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Orochi Jackson, you gotta chill.
What she must do as she gets that flashback of me, instantly making her stop shaking as Orochimaru realizes and eats a sweet chair music, putting him 10 feet in the air like he catching a LeBron lob before he go drifting down in the dirt. As he go back to her loading that ugly ass Byakugo seal, looking like they asked freaky ass to draw it. Before Orochimaru hits the
he tripping. That seal look fire.
Granny versus Predator. Before we see her put them hands together, charging up like she finna go Super Saiyan.
She about to put in that work.
She heals back up, getting in peak condition for the fade, until she wipes some of that hepatitis C and the meat riding commences. As suddenly we see all three Sannin doing summonings, bringing out the beast, before Manda goes speeding in and tying up Katsuyu, letting him set up like he finna gobble Tsunade. Knowing
he was finna gobble.
Yamabunta comes gliding in.
They gotta jump my boy Orochimaru, bruh.
Looking like he got performance anxiety as Manda chomps down on it, giving Tsunade and Katsuyu no other choice but to bust and run away to try and form again. As Yamabunta continues to get pressed by Manda, who literally equipped his sword from out of his hands like they playing co-op, before he launches it, making Yamabunta hit a slow motion dodge as it lands right in front of Katsuyu. And this is when Jiraiya goes into freak mode, telling Tsunade to stay back as he brings out the oil combined with fire.
I ain't gonna lie, boy.
Lunch table. Except, of course, it was not the real Manda.
Jiraiya is like
comes storming in from underground, getting his tail blocked.
He tried.
His head pops up behind Yamabunta with that mouth wide open.
Oh my, that boy hungry.
Out of nowhere, Tsunade comes flying down with the sword and goes straight.
I don't know why I'm surprised. I already watched it like 3 times.
Goes really do go shit. This man Jiraiya could never. And this gives Orochimaru no choice but to soar with that tongue.
Yo!
As he sets it up, wrapping around her neck on some absolutely diabolical levels of freakiness, before he then says, I've always wondered what it's like ringing that pretty little neck of yours. Or in other words, I've always wanted to choke your fine ass. And since she got no chakra, she might be cooked, because we all know Jiraiya not finna do nothing. Except we see her slide that hand in and slowly free herself up before she grab on that tongue like a rope, because honestly, your tongue being this size is indubitably insane. As she starts yanking, pulling bro off his feet, and then took that beautiful left hook clean to his face.
Oh my God, getting hit by her is crazy.
Except she was not satisfied.
She was not done.
Back up, sending bro into the ozone layer like he looking for pops, until she pulls up.
She jumped up there.
Then getting a smooth combo like a kid's meal, making him hit the
fact that he's taking these though. I gotta think about it. He taking these though.
Except instead of letting bro get cooked by fall damage, she catches his tongue, which for some reason is still not back in his mouth, as she pulls him back up again.
You don't put your tongue in your mouth, boy.
That would have had him on the right path to God. Bro was this close to meeting the Holy Ghost, leaving her sitting here fighting for her life like she having an asthma attack. And even while hanging from his tongue after getting his ass beat, Orochimaru still down here talking crazy, making her
still talking
shit and rock him back down before she pull up, spamming that square button, going crazy on the controller, as every punch perfectly sets up the next, making it
he is tanking these. Yo, look.
Combo.
Y'all gotta think about it. Every single punch coming from Tsunade is amped by chakra. Every time you see her and Sakura punch and you see that destruction that they leave to anything that they hit, Orochimaru was getting hit by that. And he's taking him. He's talking crazy. He's talking crazy to her while she beating on him, by the way. He's talking crazy while she beating on him.
Before she loads up the finisher, smashing bro's face in, knocking the
soul out. Nah, he ain't take that one though.
Down, taking that Black Widow trip down to the Uchiha.
He ain't take that though.
Except of course, he wakes up like nothing happened and goes skedaddling off, with Tsunade hawking his ass down.
All he wanted was his hands healed.
Like that. Before she jumps in front of him and he activates that Ultra Instinct, putting on a miraculous display of weavery, until she closes the distance, finally connecting on a clean three-piece, putting bro in the air again. You think this
three-piece no biscuit, boy?
But of course,
three-piece no biscuit
to the tongue, sending it around Tsunade, who was up in the air, ready to hit him with the fatality. And if y'all look close enough, you can see what he really put his tongue out for.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. What's going on with you?
The level 99
don't do that.
Coming up.
Jiraiya go get a Zenkai boost.
His tongue already out, trying to hit it with the Madara special, but she catches it with her feet, then just slings bro away before rocking his shit before he get even ready back up, leading us into another punching montage of Orochimaru just eating licks to the face like white people with their dogs, until she connect an uppercut, sending them up, and then right
I like how the animation is in OG Naruto. Like, people want it to be updated to how everything look nowadays, but I feel like you could really it's not nostalgia. I feel like, you feel what I'm saying? I feel like it's not nostalgia because I seen how the animation was when they reanimated the trailer or whatever the case may be, but I still like the older animation better. You feel what I'm saying? I might need to get used to the newer ones when it comes to Naruto, but I like the older one better.
Like, golly, bro, what kind of durability do this freak got?
I
would have been able to last 3 rounds of her. He going like 15. But I guess it don't even matter anymore, because we see her walking up, doing hand signs, and loading up that chakra, ready to finally finish. And just look at the dog in her eye, as Orochimaru is staying here just shivering his timbers.
Bro, it's shivering.
Fake demon. But she pulls up on him and hits his ass with a punch of audacity, square on the chin, sending him flying into and off the sword, head first onto Manda, making Kabuto go crawling over to check on his daddy. Like, once again, being victimized.
Look, can you call Orochimaru a fake victim? I mean, a fake demon? You can't call Orochimaru a fake demon after the things you done seen him do, okay? You can't be a fake demon just because, for example, say I'm out here packing up civilians. You feel what I'm saying? I can't be called a fake demon because the police beat me. You feel what I'm saying? They just a stronger force at the time. You feel what I'm saying? That don't make me a fake demon. I just lost. I'm not a fake demon. I'm still like that.
Gentlemen, leaves us.
I'm still like that.
Final act. Even though there is more, but we can save that for some other time. because it's time for the prince.
Yeah, Sasuke did do him the reverse way,
following in his brother's footsteps. As we see Orochimaru in bed, chilling, looking pathetic, just sweating all over the place like Kabuto just finished with him. As Sasuke realizes that it's time. But that's when Orochimaru start coughing crazy like he caught whatever Itachi got. And of course, Kabuto being a good boy goes out to get his daddy some medicine, leaving poor little Orochimaru in here all by himself. But honestly, what could go wrong? As you see Sasuke go slicing through the ghost of his brother before walking out the room. But he probably just going to use the bathroom or something. The only thing we should be worrying about is Orochimaru in here fighting for his life, as the last bit of time in this body is waning down. But then he looks
should have stayed on Tsunade good side
through the door and into his wrist before the door gets repeatedly sliced and then bust open, revealing the prince himself here to end this shit.
Okay, put him in his place, Sasuke.
The hickey this freak gave
him, yeah, bro.
So he
this nigga was freaked out,
holding in the curse mark and activating that Sharingan. But hold on right there, before we get into that, look at this man aura farming for absolutely no reason.
By the way, every single person y'all see here, none of them is unalive. You feel what I'm saying? He did not unalive any person here. You feel what I'm saying? It is stated that he didn't. It's crazy, bro. Sasuke was aura farming.
Like it's something over there, bro.
He aura farming.
Your name. This really is one of the founding fathers of this aura farming shit. But anyway, then he goes walking.
Nigga, looking at the sunset.
That he can't hang with him no more. Your hooping days are over, Your knees backwards and you about as fast as Luca. Just accept what I'm finna do to you and move on. You know, I thought you were strong back in the forest of death, but then I realized, why come after me when Itachi was right there? And that's when it clicked. You had to come after me because you couldn't hang with the big dogs.
Real.
So where did that get you? Right here in front of me, at the mercy of the one person you thought could save you. As he goes jumping up, pinning him to the wall and going straight for the throat like it's a first date.
Yeah, bite that sword.
Comes flying out, and we turn around to see this giant, freaky ass dry snake looking like a Orochimaru staring right at Sasuke. Like, bro, how was this thing just living inside of you? Please make it make sense. This man gotta have a portal to Freakland in his throat.
Hey yo!
No way he's storing this.
That's not an yo, but why is that in One Piece?
In this 135-pound body, bro. I refuse to just breeze past it. But Sasuke just looking up like, bro, is this what you look like? Shit, I want to change bodies too. Until Orochimaru comes charging in, throat first, getting dodged, sending snakes off his body that go up and get turned into some deluxe.
Okay.
Sushi.
See, people like to say Sasuke not that swordsman, bro. He really that swordsman for real. Watch what he finna do. Look at him.
Like, right,
straight swordsmanship.
Putting his sword away and starting to strip. He know Orochimaru might fold for a little show as the snakes start wrapping around him and Sasuke goes all the way in the curse mark too before getting trapped inside the snakes, just accepting his fate until it just explodes, sending chunks of snakes splattering everywhere, trying to copy Naruto's inside destroyer technique as you see them nasty ass wings.
No, those wings are fire.
Situation wasn't ugly enough as it was. So
those wings are fire, man.
Parkouring off the wall before bringing out that old reliable Chidori spear. As he jumps up again, getting a 10-for-1 head combo like a Riley Reed special, leaving Orochimaru back here in disbelief. If he knew that was possible, he would have targeted Kabuto. But then he goes charging at Sasuke, drilling out the mouth and everything. He couldn't wait for bro to take his shirt off. And I hope he enjoyed the view while it lasted, because next thing we see is bro splattered on the ground, cut into more pieces than LeBron got losses in the
final. My God,
and Sasuke
bro.
just stands there looking down in this victory.
Who is texting me?
Predator. Before he starts slowly going
Somebody
back
just
in
told
the
me
base,
I'm fired.
having the nerve to say.
I'm fired from what?
Sounding like your girl whenever you pull down your pen. Until we see bro just drop down to one knee like he's saying a prayer. And this weirdo Orochimaru over here laughing like a crackhead. Because his whole thing was just a part of his sick little game. As we find out, his bodily fluids turn into gas and start to numb you when they hit the air. Even Kabuto done went through this probably dozens of times. Unless he just always swap. Leading bro into a
this nigga. He talking about something. Unless he always practicing swap. Get his big. Get your big.
Session just stroking his ego before he lines up and goes devouring Sasuke, putting us into the world of guts like this berserk. With Sasuke standing there just as confused as me. until we see something start rising up and we hear Orochimaru say that this is the universe inside of him, already scaling him over One Piece, where the body transfer ritual takes place. As he starts to show himself and giving Sasuke one last look at the tongue that left a mark on his neck for years, before he starts getting taken over by the surrounding snake guts. And we even see his former victims in the background, still here for him to play with whenever he's bored.
That place looks so nasty, boy. Like, stay far away from Orochimaru.
This freak start inching his way over, not able to contain himself with the sight of a 15-year-old. And speaking of that, we go check on Kabuto, who notices that door is gone.
He said, "Oh, Daddy Orochi, no, Daddy Orochi, no way." That's how Kabuto is.
And his glorious king might be in trouble. And instead of running in and pressing the issue, this guy runs and crouches beside the door trying to be sneaky, like we wouldn't have heard them loud ass footsteps anyway. Let that have been Tsunade in there, I would have blitzed my ass right through that door. Yeah, I might have caught the same treatment her brother did, but she gon' know I died a real death. But anyway, as he's sitting here peeking, he sees the prince himself just standing in the middle of the room with his daddy snake laid out on the ground. So since Orochimaru not here to tell him what to do, he starts sweating, shivering in his boots.
Should I confront him?
Over, calling him out, giving him no choice but to show himself as Sasuke goes walking him down. Except instead of pressing the little guy,
Sasuke,
he just walks right by, not even wasting his time with him, letting Sasuke get off a smooth ore farming clip. And you know that's what they trying to do.
Nigga, what Sasuke did just now was, that's crazy ore farm. And Magic going to somebody's house, packing up their dad, you feel what I'm saying? Packing up their dad. They come in there, see you pack up their dad, nigga, they just walk past you and don't say nothing to you. They see you looking at your dad packed up on the floor. They just walk past. Ain't no way. Sasuke gotta chill.
Replays of bro just walking by like, bruh, we get it. But to add on to it, Kabuto finally works himself up to ask, who are you? Giving Sasuke a perfect opportunity to turn around with the signature smirk, telling him all he needed to know. But just to be sure, he lowers that Sharingan and gives him front row 4K seats to see it for himself, as he watches his master fiend for another man, until we see the curse mark activate and spread onto the guts, turning them into straight black like we in the Cloud Village. Before we even see the snakes go pouncing at Orochimaru, with Sasuke just looking down at him in the most nonchalant way possible. I swear, bro really do be thinking he me sometimes, as the whole
get your big
taking over before it pans out to these demons behind them.
What the
like they
fuck?
Fresh out of Sweetie's derriere, leaving Kabuto absolutely traumatized before it goes in, giving Orochimaru a taste of his own medicine, getting a good lick of that freaky ass face, until eventually the feces goes in and finally finishes off.
Orochimaru was a victim.
And with such a momentous shift of the predator scale, the whole world has no choice but to notice that one of their biggest threats is gone for good.
That boy was one of the biggest predators, and he also became one of the biggest victims, man. Hey, I was about to say shout out to Orochimaru. I'm tripping, nigga. Hey, it's the end of the video though. Like, comment, subscribe if you like the video. Hey,